Hi and welcome. My name is Kasper Clemensen. I'm the author and illustrator of Rügsæk, the adventure game. I want to show you how a game of Rügsæk can be played. Today I'm going to play it solo, but you can obviously also play it more people. You can find all sorts of info on the game, and you can also buy it on itch.io. And yeah, let's give it a go. So the first step is to, when you make your character, is to roll a d8, and let's do that. We got a 4, and that means I rolled a Crimson Wizard. Alrighty. Class Crimson Wizard. Next step is my abilities. I can either roll a d4 or pick one of the 4 arrays and allocate them however I like to my 4 abilities. So, and it should be hyperlinked. So I'm going to click on page 7 and whoopty, here we go. So I'm going to roll them because I think that's more fun. Let's get the dice roller up. And oh yeah, first let me roll a d4 to see which of the 4 ability trees I get. So that's the all-rounder. And that gives me abilities of d8, d8, d10, and d10. Okay, I'm going to allocate them to my abilities now. Okay, and I'm a wizard. So I'm going to take a high brains. d10. And if in Rügsæk, if I want to carry more than just a few things, I'm going to take a high strength because you can carry the number of inventory slots you have is determined by your strength. But you can carry more, but it would give you minus on strength. So I'm not going to do that. And then I'm going to take a d8 in faith and a d8 in agility. Note character details onto the character sheet. Starting gear, modifiers, special abilities, spells, etc. So I'm going to find the Crimson Wizard and note all these details onto my character sheet. Hold on a bit. So I have, of course I have the Rügsæk, but I also get a staff and grimoire of spells. So I'm going to add the staff in my inventory slot 1 and the grimoire in slot 2. And how it works in Rügsæk is that a wizard must have his grimoire on him. Yeah, the spells he's preparing during his morning routines, they take up an inventory slot. Once they're cast, the inventory slot gets vacant again. But the grimoire always takes up 1 slot. I've got a water skin. Let me put it up here. And I got d6 rations. So I'm going to roll, see how many rations I got. I got 4 rations. So, and I also get some torches. How many do I get? Oh no, just 1 torch. Yes. I must prepare a light spell, I guess. Torches times 1. Okay, what else? Oh, I get some coins as well. It's 2d6 times 10, so let's roll a couple of... Oh, I've got 90 coins. The only currency that is in Rügsæk is just coins, just for the ease of it. So I hate to do all those extra maths when you have a currency in RPG, so I left that out. I'm quite happy about that. So what's the next? Note the remaining details. My hard points or HP is the same as my strength in Rügsæk. So I'm going to write 12 hard points. Oh, that's wrong. 10 hard points. And up here to the top left corner, you got attack power. And one-handed weapon gives 1 attack power, and two-handed weapons give 2 attack power. And magic items do more, but let's wait with that. So I have an attack power of 1 in my game, because in my game a staff is just a one-hander. So, and on the top right corner here, we have armor value, but I don't have any armor, so I'm going to write a big fat 0. What else is left? I think I'm nearly done. Oh yeah, I can drop by the shop and top up my Rügsæk and get ready for adventure. Let's have a look at the shop. Do I need more? I could always have a bedroll, but I should remember that each time I add an item, I get less room for spells. So, but a bedroll is always nice. What else? Maybe. Actually, I think I'm going to buy a mirror. There's a silver mirror here. I don't know if that does extra damage to vampires. Mirror small. Okay, that leaves me currently room for 3 spells. That's not a lot, but okay, I'll take it. Oh, one thing I forgot is that let's have a look at the details of the Crimson Wizard, because it does get a +1 to brain roll, so that's every roll involved. Your brain's roll, so it's when casting spells and not. So I think I'm done. I only need to give him a name, and maybe now it's time to introduce some of the solo material I got. I have, the famous trio here from Madeleine Hale, and it's Table Fables 1, Table Fables 2, and Arcane Artifacts and Curios. So I think I'm going to roll a name in the Table Fables 1. Oh yeah, I still don't know if it's an she or him. Let's find out. Oh yeah, okay, so let's do this. 1, 2, 3 is a female and 4, 5, 6 is a male. Oh, that's that's a crit. So I got male. Yeah, and by the way, I use Sophie's dice. I really, 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 really like Sophie's dice roller. It's the best thing ever made. So, okay. A D100. I don't really use D100s in my game, so I'm just going to throw the two D10. Oh, okay, let's read it like that. It's 27. 27 male names. It's Emir. Emmir. Emir the Wiz. It started raining outside. I don't know if you can pick it up. It's yeah, it's supposed to be summer. It's not. I went ahead and I made a drawing of Emir. So it's a speed drawing, but before I started drawing Emir, I rolled up some traits and quirks in the Madeline Hale. Where did I put it? In the Madeline Hale table Fables. And if you look at the bottom of the character sheet, you can see that Emir, for his two traits, I rolled foolhardy and sweet. And as a quirk, I rolled terrible with animals. So while I talk about the plan with this solo video, I'm going to show you a little speed drawing of Emir. Yeah, I think actually Emir's hat is because I was just at my parents' house and they had like a birdhouse in the garden, and I think that Emir's hat looks a bit like that birdhouse. Yeah, the whole idea behind the Rügsæk solo is actually to show how the Rügsæk rules work. So I think, as I promised, we're going to make use of the GUM, the game unfolding machine. And I keep forgetting his name, so yeah, bear with me. I actually also went ahead and made a picture frame for Emir. I used a picture of an old Swiss cuckoo clock. It had some animals, and since we know that Emir is terrible with animals, I thought it was a really, really good match. But anyways, next step is to roll on the roll scenario or a start scenario on the game unfolding machine. Yeah, the game unfolding machine is a really, really handy tool if you're playing solo roguelite like I am. And yeah, it says here, unfold epic stories using your favorite tabletop RPG with no game master. But yeah, I'm both going to be, as it is with solo roguelite, both the game master and the player. Yeah, the first thing you roll is your starting location. So let's see where Emir starts off. I'm going to write it in a notepad so I can keep track of it. So there we go. Just adjusting it a bit. Okay, so the starting location. I'm going to roll a d20. A 3. Okay. We got a bustling metropolis and huge city or crowded place. So, it's sort of in a fantasy setting. I think it's just going to be a big city. A big city. A crowded place. So we're going to roll a what's going on. So yeah, what's the big problem? What do we maybe need to think about? So I'm going to roll a 20-sided die again. Okay, I got a 20, and that's a catastrophe damage control. Survival, doing what we can, is not enough. So the thing is, I'm not going to use the entire string as a prompt or as an idea. I'm just using like one of the words, or it's just a Spark inspiration table. So catastrophe damage control, survival, doing what we can. It is not enough. It is not enough. So what is not enough, and so forth. Let's figure it out. It says here what I may also think about. It says bring a dramatic event to the location. Which role to play? I'm going to write that. Which dramatic event? What is what is Emir's role? So, and next step is actually, according to Jensen here, that you're going to write or make your character here. But I've already, rolled Emir, and he also in his I don't know, like his the way he has put this up is that here your first sort of starting scene, or your first here is you're already in character here, so this is the foundation of the scene. But I'm going to jump that. I'm going to skip that. I'm going to actually roll. So I'm going to write that character. Emir is our character. And next, for the plot hook call, I'm going to roll a d20. That's a 12. So, conflict reached a certain state. Something had to be done. Think of what could be a last chance ever. Whoa. Okay. Let me see. I'm going to copy that into my notebook. Yeah. Question mark. And going to take this string in. It says, think of what could be a last chance ever. I'm going to put that in here. Okay, so soon I have to figure all these details out. Now I'm just like, dressing the skeleton. So, yeah, and we'll return to the plot hook call and the big picture and what else not. But right now I'm going for the big picture. What's the mission? Going to roll a d20 again. 13. We have to protect a group in disadvantage. Okay. And we'll of course also figure out who is that group. What's the catch? I'm rolling a d20 again. 2. The target is constantly moving. So, okay, it's something about a target. Okay, so I'm going to roll the start now. Some sort of something, some event or something that brought everything to start. My first lead, or yeah, it's the starting point. Like, where does this story actually start? Going to add that, but I can see that it can hardly be in the going to move the this a bit so you can actually see what's going on. Okay, last d20 for now. Okay, someone abandoned a location, but who? But why? Check it out. Okay, okay, yeah, we're going to have to figure out the specifics of this. Oh yeah, here we go. We've also got to figure out the opposition. Who are we up against? They have agents in disguise on your hunt. Oh dear. Poor little Emir. How does the first scene unfold? But we're going to wait with that. We have some missing pieces. First of all, we've got a big city on our hands. It's a crowded place. It's a bustling place. Lots of noise. Chaotic. So, okay, I'm going to come up with some details for this city. And the name? Towns and cities, page 77. We already know that it's a city, so we don't have to roll that. Let's just say there's tons of people. Okay, so a town name in Madeline Hale's book, we're going to roll 2d12 for some prompts. The first one is 8, and that's granite or granite. Granite. And number 5 is falls. Granite falls. So it's some sort of waterfall, or is granite actually falling? Or I think it's a waterfall. Granite falls. Hi, and welcome back. I decided to cut the previous video a bit short because I felt that I needed to sort of present the story better. And I made some small changes. Like the Thieves Guild is now no longer a Thieves Guild, it's just a gang. But yeah, you'll hear that. I'm going to read some paragraphs loud for you. And it's also got some changes to the city. The city is still called Granite Falls. It's a large, bustling city, divided by meandering by a meandering river that runs into a marvelous waterfall that drops over 300 feet. And I'm now going to switch over to a map of the city. So this is a map of granite falls I made in Dungeon. And I had to do some editing to the map because in Dungeon the generator came up with names for some city areas, and I wanted to have my own names on there. So yeah, I hope you can tell that I did a okay editing job. I had to rebuild some of the buildings. Yeah, so that's a map of the city, but I should also have a hex map of, yes, the surrounding area, in case we're going to need it. I don't know if we are, but it's just nice to have it there. So, okay, back to the story. Yes, I'm going to, for the ease of it, read the story aloud for you. Okay, so, what's going on? A seemingly harmless conflict about loot sharing has caused corruption within the local thieves gang, the nimble ne'er-do-wells. The two factions cannot come to terms with each other, and so the leader of one of the factions, Curtis Cutpurse, decided to leave the gang, along with 12 good men. The once proud gang is now split, and the rebellious side, led by Curtis Cutpurse, left their hiding hole, and they are now without a clubhouse, a base of operations. Furthermore, they walked away with no resources. The new established Outbreakers are still to build a name for themselves, and to find a name for the gang, and they are also desperately in need of resources. Ymir, our protagonist, a rogue wizard and childhood friend of Curtis Cutpurse, has agreed to help his friend, as he has done so many times before. Ymir knows the story of the Tree of Rubies, a legendary treasure, a small tree which, according to the legend, grows rubies for fruit. And so, one night, as Ymir guested the local bathhouse, Ymir heard a conversation between two other bathing guests. One of the guests claimed that he had been invited to the secret garden party of sorts, where a certain man, he dared not speak his name, had seen the legendary Tree of Rubies in his hanging garden. Ymir was intrigued by the story and followed the other guest. After months of investigation, Ymir found intel that the unnamed man could be the leader of a dangerous secretive cult known as the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye. Whoa. Ymir had never heard of this cult. Furthermore, the intel had information that the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye had just left one of their lookout towers. So, okay, here's some narrative details. There's some things that Ymir might know or not know, but I've decided on the following. The Brotherhood of the Dead Eye already know that they're being looked into. Ymir does not know this, however. So, where do we start? What's the first scene? So, Ymir wants to check out the abandoned lookout tower. And the opposition, as we previously established, have agents in disguise on our hunt. And so, the first scene will be the lookout tower. But there are some, before we start, there are some details we need to establish. We have marked Granite Falls on the hex map, but we need to roll for the weather and the location of the lookout tower. So let's do that. Okay, for the weather table, or for many other tables, I'm going to use okay, let's roll the weather. It's I have to roll 4 different weather details, so we're getting quite a detailed weather forecast. Oh yeah, and big thanks to Michael Stasis, I think his name is, for making tables for one. It's really going to tables for one. It's sort of, it's a GM screen for solo play. I also made a, I don't know if I have it. I have it somewhere. I made a physical version of as well, but I'm just using the digital version right now. But this is a very useful tool for solo play. But we are going to roll the weather. So. Okay. We got 8, so it's a mild weather. And how about the wind? 10, it's a light wind. And we've got no snow, but how about the clouds? And 8, it's scattered. So a mild weather with light wind and scattered clouds. So it's kind of nice. Okay. So, and let's, oh yeah, also let's roll the location of the lookout tower, or the area of the lookout tower. So I'm going to use this direction rows down here, map rows. I'm going to roll the dice twice and see the direction. And I'm of course using the center of the city as my starting initial guidelines. So a 7 is an uneven, so it's ordinal, so it's yeah, it's an odd number, so it's yeah, let's roll 6, so it's southeast of the center of the city. Okay, let's have a look at the map. Oh yeah, I'm going to quickly stop the video and make some markers. That's a great idea, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so I made some quick markers using Clip Studio Paint. I forgot to take off the white of the... I did make them PNG files, but I forgot to take off the white paper. But anyways, let's carry on. And let's place a marker. I'm going to decide, we decided that, or the dice decided that the lookout tower was somewhere in the southeastern corner. So I think we're going to take the yellow marker as the marker for the lookout tower, and I think I'm going to do this with my eyes closed. So, wrong again. Okay, so right there. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to make the marker smaller, I think. Okay. I can't almost see the map. Okay. I'm going to open a map so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, actually there's some sort of tower building there on the map. That's interesting. So let's say that it's at that. I'm going to move the little. So, okay. It's sort of in a spacious area, not far from the river. But okay, let's actually start the first scene. So, I'm going to get the game unfolding machine up, and yeah, sorry, it's a bit squashed. Okay. Here we go. So, I'm going to roll a 20-sided die. So this is how the scene, if the scene is as we expected it to be, or how it starts. Okay, and for that purpose I'm rolling a 20-sided die. It's something to do with a location. A problematic location. It's hazardous, and dangerous and inconvenient. Yeah. So, perfect. We established in the previous session that, or in the previous recording I made, that the lookout tower is both. Oh yeah, we established that the lookout tower was in a delicate and weak condition. Okay, so I imagine that Emir is that he followed the intel of his informant, and he comes to this tower. It's sort of actually in a more open space than I imagined, but the lookout tower is really in a bad condition. I think it's rather tall, and it's under reconstruction perhaps. Maybe that's why the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye had to leave. But I think it's held up with wooden planks and, I don't know, sort of suspending ropes, and yeah, it's really like almost, it's really dangerous to go up in the tower. But of course, Emir, our wizard, has to go up in the tower. That reminds me that we also have to roll some spells for Emir, or choose the spell. So I'm quickly going to do that. Oh, it's really squashed, sorry. Going to see if I can get it less squashed. Oh my. It's getting even worse. Let's see if we can fix that. One sec. Yeah, sort of. Anyways, yes, let's find the spells. I'm going to use the index. Okay, here we go. Familiar form. Okay, and how many? He's got 3 spaces left in his Rügsæk. So this morning he prepared. He can choose between familiar form, featherfall, flaming skull, flicker, invisible hand, light, ogre strength, and teleport. I'm thinking that, I know it's a bit cheating, but familiar form would be smart because he could turn into something light, like a mouse or something, but if he found something out there he wouldn't be able to carry it. He could also use invisible hand. It's you can command a visible hand that reach up to 60 feet. So if there's something up there that I need to reach and it's impossible to reach, I would be able to do that with the invisible hand. Teleport could also be very smart. And featherfall if the entire tower collapsed. I think I'm going to pick invisible hand. You know what? Actually, he wasn't prepared. So I'm going to roll. Let me see if I random spell, so I'm not like cheating. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 spells, so I can roll an 8-sided die. Let's do that instead, actually, 3 times. 5. So 8, 7, 6, 5. So it was invisible hand. Lucky me. I'm going to add that to his inventory list. And let's roll again. That's 1 familiar form. And the last spell he can carry today is going to be an 8 teleport. Okay. So, boom, boom, boom. Okay. So, okay. Let's do this. Emir looks around because he's got this feeling that somebody is watching him. Remember that there were spies on us? And I think he looks around to see if there's anybody following him or watching him, if he's aware of that. So I'm going to ask my own oracle and not use gum for this. I'm using my own, oh, that's the wrong one, my own yes and no oracle, because I want to introduce the rules of the game. Okay, so let's get the dice up. In Rügsæk, whenever you're doing something risky or something difficult, you're rolling your ability die versus an what do you call it? A difficulty die called the DD, and the ability die is called AD, the ability die, and the difficulty die. And let's say for instance that we know that Ymir has a strength of D10 and a faith of D8 and an agility of D8 and a brains of D10. So let's say for instance that he was I don't know, he was reading something that was coded or something. So let's take a 10-sided die out, and let's say that the code was really, really hard to decipher, and he was in a time situation. So I'm saying that that's a bit more complicated than just 8. Yeah, a difficulty die of 8 is yeah. Let's look at actually. I can show you the difficulty rating. Yeah. So the difficulty die, D4 is very easy and D6 is easy, D8 is moderate difficulty and D10 is hard and D12 is very hard. Okay. So yeah. Let's say that he's going to decipher a coded document. And I will say that is, let's say it's very hard actually, because he's under time pressure. So I'm just putting dice on the table and I'm rolling now. So I have to exceed the difficulty die with my ability die in order to pass the test. I did not. So there are some conditions, however, that you can, like in many other tabletop RPGs, you can do fumbles and crits, but let's wait with that for now. But I did not decipher the document. Anyways, it was just a thought of situation, so let's get on with the real game here, shall we? Okay. I'm imagining that... Oh yeah! I was in the middle of checking whether he was being watched or he could see someone following him. That's sort of hard to do, I guess, because if we don't know if the spies that could be following him, I could take the role as a GM and say that the spies are there and they're watching him. So some spies of the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye. I can ask, and I would say that is quite likely, but it's not to say that Ymir notices this. So let's say they're there. There's a chance of them being there. So I'm going to take this, look at this column where it says possibly yes, and that's a D6 versus a D10. So let's get the roller up. So it's my D6 versus a D10. Okay, so I'm going to look at the numbers. There's a difference of 3 here. Rolls above. So the difference, you can read it here. It's maybe I can. Do like that. You can see it's a yes, but. So it's a but condition. There are spies here, but they have fallen asleep. They're not really good at being spies. So, does Emir notice them? Sleeping spies is a bit easier, but he doesndoesn't know if they're spies. So I'm going to say that it's likely that he noticed this. Okay. I'm going to roll. Not likely. It's a 50-50 situation, I guess. So it's a D8 versus a D8. So mine is not. It's the difficulty die that's above. So I'm getting one below. And that's a no. He does not notice them. But maybe if he makes some noise or something, maybe they discover him. But okay. Get rid of the dice. So he walks into the really unstable, ruined lookout tower and starts to climb up. I think there are some stairs there. Okay. Yeah, he's sort of going through where he can, and I think I'm going to... Does he find anything in the lookout tower? Any clue? I think I'm going to call that a 50-50. Let's do that. So it's a D8 versus a D8 again. Oh my god. It's loud. I rolled a 1, so it's 3 above. No, sorry. The difficulty die is 3 above. So, in that sense, it's... hang on. Sorry about that. I had to stop the video because I was confused about my own rules. It's obviously that it's a yes if you roll your die higher than the difficulty die, but yes, let's roll that again, because yeah, that was just confusing. Oh, I have to roll both die. Okay, so I rolled 1 higher, and let's check. It's a yes, but there's something here. I would like it to be some sort of clue, so I could actually get a lead or threat to the story, but I got a but, so it could also be just there's something here, but it's a load of shit. It could also be it's damaged, or okay. So what is it that Emir finds in the tower? I think I'm going to roll something in Madeline Hale's table Fables. I'm going to roll on the items table. And that's table okay. So let me just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, I'm using a 12-sided die to determine the what sort of item it is. Hooray! that's a 12, so that's food of some kind. Okay. Okay. Just going to, I don't know if I'm hopes getting, I'm going to use the whole of her table, so just find out the quality of the food. Because why not? It's a 4, so it's disgusting quality. Maybe it's old food. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. See what sort of food we are talking about here. 6-sided die. A 6. So it's spices, actually. I find some spices, and a 20-sided die will tell me what sort of spice it is. Exciting. A 13. Turmeric. I have no idea what that is. Sorry, I don't know. I'm going to check it on the internet. Oh, I see. So, in Danish we call that gurkemeje. So, turmeric is sort of very yellow, and it can really color, add color to things. So, what does this mean? Why does he find turmeric in a disgusting state? Maybe they use it to dye their cultist robes, the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye have turmeric colored cultist robes. I don't know. But as a clue, I'm thinking that you can look for turmeric. It's an idea that Emir has. If he thinks that it's used as a dyeing, to dye robes, he would be on the lookout for yellow robes if he thought that someone would be following him. But Emir doesn't know that somebody is following him. Anyways, that's not much of a lead, is it? What else we got? What's it? Maybe he can go back with the info, with this clue to Curtis Cutpurse or his old intel source and ask if he knows whether the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye carries yellow robes, turmeric robes. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm going... Okay, I'm going to say that actually because it was a bit easy for Ymir to get in and out of the tower when you compare that, when we know that the tower is very unstable and sort of in a very bad condition. So I'm going to roll now to see if he makes it down in one piece. Okay. So I'm going to use his agility score, and Ymir has an agility of D8, and because the condition of the tower is so bad, I'm going to say it's a ability die of D8 and then the difficulty die of D10. What do you know? Ymir doesn't even... I mean, he's almost just like... just jumping down, not making any noise, or... yeah, he's a natural. So... I think he's going to visit the Intel. And I think we need to roll up who that Intel is. Okay, who is Ymir's Intel? So, character identity. Okay. Is that showing up on the screen? One sec. Yes, it is. Okay, so it's a D6 and a D20. So 5 is a very important person, of course it is. It's Ymir's Intel. And 18 I get, hold on, major enemy. That's the thing with random tables once in a while, right? That seems just weird. I'm going to roll again. I could have gone with major anything, but no, not now. So 4 is people with connections. So, and it's a 5 down. And I think that's a diplomat. Okay, okay. Let's roll with that, and let's get some details on this character. First of all, let's find let's see whether it's a male or a female name he has. And that leads us to the use of a D100 die. And I've chosen to use a D100. It's like a wrecking ball of a die. Let's throw it. Oh, no, first we have to establish whether it's a female name or a male name. 1, 2, 3 is female. It's a female. And what's her name? 58. Masila. Okay. And getting this enormous wrecking ball out of the way, and See, what's Masila's attitude? She's uncomfortable as we meet her. I'm thinking it's as we meet her. I'm going to roll some traits for her also. But she's uncomfortable when we meet her. What does Masila want? Whoops. Recover something lost. Yeah, we don't have to go with that, but that's something she's eager to. What's her thing? What makes her stand out? Her edge. 4. She's influential. That's fitting with diplomat. Does she have some quirks? You know what? I'm going to use Madeline Hale for quirks, and so rolling a D100 to find a character trait. Persuasive. Another marvelous trait for the diplomat. Okie dokie. Let's roll also a quirk for Masila. The big 100. The NPC is unable, Masila is unable to speak the common tongue. That is a very bad trait or quirk for a diplomat. Maybe she's some sort of special diplomat that can only speak like I don't know, some sort of Latin, the Latin of this world, or a spell language, or I don't know, a secret language. Alright, let's go with this. Maybe she just uses body language to communicate her diplomatic skills. That's really weird, but quite funny. Okay. So, Ymir goes to some sort of rendezvous with Masila. She's, however, uncomfortable. He asks, Ymir, where are they? Where are they meeting up? Let's roll that. We know it's an urban thing, so it's... I'm going to roll a 20-sided die. That's a 1. They meet in the center of the city. And I'm thinking some sort of... Okay, in the center of the city is also, as we know, a... Let's take the orange marker for that. So it's down by the river. Maybe it's at some sort of... Oh, it's rather big, the orange one. Still quite big. Whoops. Oh yeah. So small I can't move it properly. Anyway, around there. Maybe make it slightly smaller. Okay. So I'm thinking it's a sort of a shack at the riverside, some sort of roguish den tavern thing at the river. And they meet up. And Emir walks in and finds Marcella, who's uncomfortable. I think he asks her, why are you uncomfortable, Marcella? And let's roll on the Oracle, the Grand Oracle. But we have to go on page here. And I'm rolling a 100-sided die. And we get 7. So, approve is my action word. Looks like a 93. And approve, and my second word, my descriptor is unique. And 75. Approve unique power. I'm going to write that. Oh, let me get rid of that one. And write that in the notes. Okay. Prove unique power. Okay. So she's uncomfortable because was it a proof I got? That's a weird one. Yeah. Approve unique power. I don't. I think it's some sort of. I don't know if it's a personal thing for Marcella. We know that she is a very good diplomat, but without she's not speaking the common tongue. Maybe I don't know. Let's just go with something. Emir asks her, why are you so uncomfortable? And she says, oh, I didn't approve of my unique powers as a diplomat because I don't speak the common tongue. Who doesn't approve? And she just shakes her head and bro. Yeah. Anyways, Emir raises his brow and says, okay. And he fetches out from within his cloak a purse of, what was that name again? I know the Danish word, gurkemeje. Turmeric. Yeah, that was it. Takes out the turmeric and shows it to Marcella and says, look what I found in the abandoned lookout tower of the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye. It's a yellow turmeric. It's a turmeric. Maybe they used it. Do you know if they use it for to dye their robes or something? And Marcella sort of shakes out of it against it. Yes. I have heard such thing. And by the way, they don't speak the common tongue right now, obviously. I think, yes, I remember that somewhere I heard that the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye dye their robes this color. Indeed. Okay. So that's an actual thing we can use. I could also have rolled, does Marcella know this? But I wanted something to go on. So yeah, that's useful. So we now know that at least the cultists of this brotherhood wander around in yellow robes, dyed in the turmeric color. Let's finish for now and carry on later. Take care. Okay, so we know that Ymir now knows that the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye wear turmeric colored robes. But what Ymir doesn't know is that the spies or that are on us are actually disguised. So they might not be wearing the turmeric colored robes, or if they're really bad at disguising, maybe they wear a disguise on top of their very colorful robes, but I suspect not, if they're very secretive. But the thing is, where do we go from here? What could be our next step? And I think I'm going to ask the Intel or Marcella one more time if she has any idea of where to start. But I'm going to say that there's a very little chance that she knows more. Okay, back again. Sorry, it's one of those things that happens when you... It occurred to me that the latest version of Rügsæk that I published on here on HIO, that I accidentally swapped the probability die versus the difficulty die on the table, or it was confusing. So it's changed now. I just still have to hyperlink it again and put it up again, but I've put a message up on... It will be changed when you watch this video, I guess, because I will do it later tonight. But when you're looking here at the video, it should be correct now. But so I'm going to roll again. Yeah, shit happens, you know. So the roll was to see, does Marcella, or however that's pronounced, does she know anything else? And I said that would be a possible no, possibly no. So that's now corrected. You can see it here. I'm going to mark it for you. I'm going to roll on this one. So it's a D6 versus a D10. Okay, so I beat it with 1. So that's actually a yes, but even though it was on the possibly no table. So, she knows more, but it's a but. Okay. Going to remove the dice. What is it that she knows? She knows more, but maybe if she if she knows something about the Brotherhood, but if she reveals this, she is afraid that it will backfire on her if it's known, because maybe the information that she has is only someone or that she has, or it's sort of very secret information that she somehow has got hold of. Being a diplomat, she probably has a lot of connections. We haven't established what sort of diplomat she is, but also if she is a diplomat, not just as a professional job, she would maybe be concerned sharing this information with me. But she said it seems like she would share it because she said she knew more, or yeah, she tells Emir that she knows one more thing, but she's afraid what happens if she shares this information. So I'm going to roll to see what sort of information this is. I'm going to use the Gum Grand Oracle. So let's get the old D100 out. First rolling for action, and that looks like a 54 to me. So that's a interrupt. (31) is a explosive. Interrupt explosive. Ooh, sounds intriguing already. (18) Interrupt explosive conflict. Ooh, I'm going to write that down in the notebook. Marcella knows a secret, knows a what do you call that, delicate, has delicate information, has delicate info, secret information, has a delicate secret about the Brotherhood that she is afraid to share with anyone. She is doing it nonetheless, but it's gonna cost him. Okay, she is not relaying, can you say that? Relaying this intel without something in return. He must, of course, swear not to say anything to anyone. Oh, the intel. It was, the words were interrupt, explosive, conflict, wasn't it? Eighteen. Yes, conflict. Oh, it's piss poor weather outside, but what? I'm inside, so yeah. Okay. Okay, let me interpret that. What could this mean? Oh dear. Interrupt explosive conflict. Interrupt explosive conflict. Oh, that's a difficult one. I could interrupt it as this, I'm just framing it a bit. If if this information would get out, or it could cause either conflict across the entire, I don't know, city, and the thing she knows, if this thing, this intel that she has, was to be interrupted, it could cause a major explosive conflict in the criminal underworld and also across the city, and have a major impact on, I don't know, a lot. So I'm going to, the intel is so delicate that if being handled the wrong way, it could be cause a major conflict in the city. That's a lot at stake here. So what is that intel, or what is the lead she has on this specifically? I'm going to roll 2 descriptors to figure that out. So the old D100, eight. Cautious, we already know that. And 75. Cautious recovered. Cautiously recovered. What should be cautiously? What? Cautious recovered. Oh dear God. My poor little brain is really working right now. It's an overclocking. Cautious recovered. In the context of secret cult, criminal secret cult, what could be they're called the Brotherhood of the Dead Eye. What is the Dead Eye? Maybe one more descriptor, just to get the brain cells, the little greys working. 13. Complicated. You know what? I have to go for. I'm keeping these words in mind, but I think I have to go for a location. instead, because this is it's, yeah, I'm going to roll a location. So I'm rolling a d6 for, yeah, and a d20. So 2 and 3. Oh yeah, we already know that it's okay. It's urban. It's in a tower. Another tower. So one sec. Oh, I think I know what it is. I have to go back to the tower. I don't think the reason why it's abandoned could be that I was missing a clue there, or there is a, perhaps it was so obvious that I missed it. They did not abandon it, they just I think they have used it to dig a secret tunnel under the tower. And that's why they make it look like it's under reconstruction and stuff. So if they have like workers there, it could just sound like they were reconstructing the tower and nobody should go in the tower, but they're in reality building, making an entrance either to a new sort of underground system, or there's already some sewers or underground system, but they're making like a new entrance, or okay. So yeah, I have to go back to the tower. So it was sort of hiding in the open. One sec. I'm going to add that in. Okay. The intel is in fact, and also I'm going to off camera just make this less a mess. But the intel, the delicate intel, is that Marcela knows of a secret entrance to their base of operations. Headquarters. We don't know exactly what it is yet. because it could be a secret hideout, it could be hideout, it could also be like a stash. We don't know. They're storing a secret storeroom, stash. Okay, we don't know yet. But I think that Marcella, she didn't really like say it like word for word back to me that there's an entrance, and she's just sort of with her body language, like you have to go back to the tower, and you know, maybe you missed something, right? She's sort of letting me know without really saying this. I think that's how I interpret her whole diplomatic ways of not spilling her beans in a way. Okay, so okay, I have to go back to the tower. I actually forgot something before. I forgot to roll how this scene evolve. I have to roll each time I enter a new scene, but I forgot that. But now I remember it now. I go back to the tower. Scene 3, and I think I'm going to stop after I established what it is I so clumsily missed last time I was there. Scene 3, the lookout. Back at the lookout tower. Okay, so Emir is looking for a possible hidden entrance, and I think that's obviously on the ground level. Okay, so how does this scene start off? Is it going as expected? We have to roll. Blah, blah. Well, I don't know why it's not showing the... Why isn't it showing the... Hello? I don't know, it doesn't want to show the okay, you just have to believe what I say. I don't know why it's not showing the PDF. Okay, here we go. Rolling a d20. A 3. So it's the focal point is that I have to do some sort of skill test, and it's a hit or miss test. One opportunity, else try something else. Oh my god! So okay, let's just see if I find... No, it's not... Okay, I can't... Okay, I'll interpret it like this. Emir finds a sort of mechanism on the ground floor of the tower. And he's really excited and his hands are sweating and... Oh, but the mechanism looks complicated. There's a handle, and there are 4, I think there are 4 pictures or icons, and you can sort of turn the handle. It's in in a neutral position right now, but it's obvious that you have to pull the handle to yeah, but it's icons. I don't think that it's so obvious that he can do like a brains roll. I can do a brains roll and then he can figure it out. I think I have to skill test. It is a skill test actually, so I can do the skill test, but if I fail the skill test, I think the logging mechanism is so that it's get either it sets off an alarm, or it I also have to think about the delicate matter of the intel, and also it might has a mechanism so that this entrance is sealed instead of getting open, because the situation or the catch of this meta tool is that it's a hit or miss test. So I think it's rather difficult. It's not like the most difficult, but it's a 10. So I'm saying that with my brains it's a 10 versus a 10. So let's check it out. Ooh. That's okay, so it's 6 above, so I passed the test, no problem. Emir is really smart. He chooses he thinks, it's a classic, I put the handle where it says the skull symbol because I want to trick, and he sort of pushes the handle towards the skull, and there's a long string of clicking and buzzing and yeah, like a long string of sounds coming from the underground, and then opens, the floorboards fall down like a hatch. And this is where we stop for today. We'll have to see what's down.